welcome back to another episode of Woody's Roundup Disney podcast, where you hear a husband and wife talk about their Disney adventures. And I'm Laura, and here's Woody.
Yeehaw. Giddy up, partner.
Oh, jeez.
Is that, yeah.
Yes. Thank you, babe.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're going to talk about being Imagineers for a day and what that would look like. And I always have a bank of things that when we're walking through Disney, I'm like, I wish this was this, this. Now, granted, Disney himself said that Disneyland would never be finished, that it would go and grow as long as there was imagination left in the world. So we certainly are fans of Disney and the history of Disney and all things that Disney represented. And then those sort of untouchables, the non-negotiables of Disney parks. We focus mainly on Disney World because that's our sort of our near and dear. We're East Coasters, so we can visit that a little bit easier.
Yes, it's about a 12-hour, a 10 to 12-hour drive for us.
So we do tend to focus more heavy on Disney World, but we will do some Disneyland talks from...
It's in the works.
Yeah, in the near future. So today we're going to be Imagineers.
Ooh, we get to dream.
Yes, we're going to talk about what we would love to see at Disney and maybe even just some upgrades or just some rethemings that the park could do that would please us immensely. And we would love to know if you have an idea or you have an sort of Imagineering mind like we do. Please leave us a comment. Visit woodysrounduppodcast.com to share that with us because we would love to share that on episodes in the future.
We love hearing from people.
Absolutely.
And we recently, not to divert from this, on our most recent trip, we ran into, it was on the Pirates, the Pirates ride. We ran into a couple that had just gotten married. That Saturday? The Saturday, and this was like Tuesday or something like that. And they were behind us and we saw the shirts. They had cute shirts and we just struck up this conversation. Well, actually you did. You said congratulations. And then it was like an instant Disney friendship, you know? They were just awesome and just wonderful. And then we saw them later in the park and they called us
Virginia.
You know, so it's we love interacting with people. No, we're not going to invade your space.
No.
But yeah, I'd love hearing people's ideas and thoughts, and if I get a name wrong, calling me out on it. So I'm a good sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, so sorry.
So I would say I have 3 or 4 strong Imagineering ideas to bring to the table. So I'll just get started with, if you've heard another podcast or another episode, I guess, that we've done, you've heard me probably mention the idea of a Pixie Hollow idea.
That would be wonderful.
Yes. And so one of the things that I didn't know about Disney, but I'm learning as we go deeper into this podcast, that there are about 5 or 6 types of rides. And when I say rides, VR isn't really a ride, but it's more of an experience. But Disney has what are called dark rides. They also have what are called flat rides. You guys are going to be totally schooled on this at the end. This is all things I've just learned myself. They have a VR experience, 4D rides, and then a motion simulator. So let me just give you some ideas and give you some examples because you'll need to know this when I go through my Imagineering ideas. So a dark ride would be where you use vehicles to send guests and passengers through a series of scenes. So cars on a track, boats that float. So like Pirates, Haunted Mansion. Even the Buzz Lightyear spin is considered a dark ride. Flat rides are typically spin oriented or they have a circular platform. So Dumbo and the Magic Carpet ride, those are your flat rides.
Gotcha.
VR rides, though they're not really rides, they're the most recent kind of industry edition, and those are simulated visual environments. So this would be the Void in Disney Springs.
You know, I have heard some great. We have not done that, but I heard on another podcast, several actually, that is a great experience, and that it's on our list to do next time because they have a couple of fun ones. I hope they keep them. There's a Star Wars one and then a Wreck-It Ralph. So and I've heard some really good reviews about that.
Yeah, so that is definitely on our list of things to do, and we'll be certain to do an episode on that. 4D rides are going to be your theatrical fog, your mist, seat pokers. They also require 3D glasses. So this would be Toy Story Mania because you do have to put on glasses. The Bug's Life, it's a Bug's Life in Animal Kingdom. So those are sort of your 4D rides. And then you've got your motion simulators, or as we would call them, got to go back to the resort ones.
My least
so
favorite.
You feel like you're accelerating, you're free falling. This is going to be Star Tours.
The love-hate
Smuggler's Run. And Flight of Passage. So those type of rides. And in my Imagineering world, anything that makes me motion sick probably won't be on the list. But let's get started with Pixie Hollow. So I hope everybody in our random virtual reality Imagineering meeting hears me out. Pixie Hollow would be a fantastic addition. And I would put Pixie Hollow in the Magic Kingdom.
Now, Pixie Hollow, let's... for those of you who may not have watched the children's movies like we have, they have Tinkerbell.
Yes.
Tinkerbell is the main character, and it's her and all of the fairies.
Yes.
In Pixie Hollow. And these are fantastic movies that Disney made years ago. They're not that old. I mean, they're CG, but there's like 4 of them, right? And they're fantastic.
They're wonderful.
They're wonderful. They're such great little cute stories that are not too child. Adults can watch them and like them too.
Yeah. So in this world, I think one of the things that you could do is, again, scale it to where you feel like you're a fairy. And I would love that. I think you could compare it to the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, that used to be
in Hollywood.
Yeah,
studios.
That would be fun.
So it's not really a ride, but more like a walk-through experience. You can kind of follow Tink through. You can kind of maybe see her either as a character or even as sort of a projection, possibly.
Something. Yeah, I like that because if you watch the movies, they take little things.
Yes.
And make
there's a water fairy, there's a garden fairy.
Yeah. And they take acorns or the wheels.
And you could just have so much fun with that.
Yeah.
So Pixie Hollow and even some of the merchandise that I could see there would be like a little Never Beast plush. Come on, who does not want that?
That movie, if you haven't seen it, it'll get you.
Oh yeah.
It's a good one.
It is a good one.
I'm surprised. It's a great idea. Because I'm surprised, I'm sure maybe Disney has thought about it, but that they have not done that. Because that, to me, is like the perfect blend of that stage for a kid that may not be into princess, but is in that, it's a good blend of super princess mode, but not too princess mode. And plus they're guy fairies.
Right.
In the movies too, so it's really any age, gender could go through, and it'd be a cute, fun experience, and not just for princess people. I
could see it being even more of a land than even just an attraction.
They could do
because
a lot with that.
You could do a whole sort of, like you mentioned, with the way that the mouse pulls the little cart. You could be in a cart that was made to look like it was made out of acorns and sticks and rope.
And not to interrupt you, but the thing is that you see Tinkerbell a lot. Mm-hmm. She is one of those characters that kind of crosses over into other characters. So you see her at the beginning of a lot of the movies we're used to. And so she is a crossover character. And same as Mickey. Mickey is everywhere. You can put Mickey, Goofy, Donald everywhere. Tinkerbell's the same way. She's you don't ever see really Rapunzel in, I don't know, in a Peter Pan or but Tinkerbell, she just kind of is everywhere. She could be. I love that. Mm-hmm. Oh, you know what would be great to piggyback off of that? Okay, so yes, it should be in Magic Kingdom. However, if they did not want to put it in Magic Kingdom, why not put it in Animal Kingdom? Like, they could put it over, like next to Pandora, and it'd be like a kid's, like you could be really nature, because Pixie Hollow is
True.
Green forest. Like, they could make it, especially after going to Pandora recently, they could really make it nature-like. Like, they could have some stuff that's, especially the detail that they do now. Like, compared to years ago, like if you go on Mine Train, it's all very cartoony and it looks great. But like, imagine fast forward now what they can do, how real they could make. So if they did not want to do it in Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom would be my vote for your wonderful idea. I love that. I would absolutely hang out in Pixie Hollow.
Yeah, and
I'd
you
be
gotta
that weird guy.
And you got to get a Tink drink while you're there.
Oh, I love it. Oh,
See?
I love it. That
Just
is a
hire
great
me,
idea.
Disney. Just hire me.
Disney, listen. You just give us some tickets. If you build this and it's because of this, just give us some tickets.
Yeah.
We'll promote the heck out of it for you.
Absolutely.
That's a great idea. I'd
So-
buy a shirt.
My next Imagineering idea, and feel free to quiz me because I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. Would be to sort of, now, please, I know we're going to get some haters and they're going to say, no, you can't do it. You can't do it. But I'm saying Tom Sawyer's Island's had its day. It's great, but if you really put it in the grand scheme of things, it's just time.
I'm going to get a bunch of emails
I know.
from all three of the listeners.
But listen, I think that if you argue anything, and I'm not touching the tree.
Man, you are touching a classic right now. You are in territory. Go ahead. I'm just going to step back for a second.
Okay. I'm not touching the Swiss Family Robinson tree. Trust me, there's been parts of me that wished it was Tarzan and we could have a lot of fun there. But I'm going to make my way over to Tom Sawyer Island.
If Tarzan had grossed about 900 more million, I'm sure they would have.
So I want to make Tom Sawyer's Island into the 100 Acre Wood.
Oh.
See, and what classic Disney.
I didn't think you were going that way.
Yeah, I'm going there.
Huh.
I'm going there. So you don't have to take much out, just add things in. I want you to think sort of Toontown. You walk through, and again, it doesn't have to be a ride because I'm trying to save Disney some money because that's what a good Imagineer does.
Yeah, because they're really frugal.
Mm-hmm. So you turn this into the 100 Acre Wood. You have Owl's Treehouse that you can look in. You have Pooh's little home where,
lovely.
And then honey themed snacks.
Yes.
Oh man. I mean,
yeah, you're winning me over with this.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
I see it. Go ahead. Yeah.
And still, don't get me wrong. I love Disney history. I'm not knocking Tom Sawyer's Island. I've traveled over. It's romantic. It's nostalgic, but it's time. It's time, Disney. So I'm ready for the 100 Acre Wood if you are. This could be where you have character meet and greets with Tigger and Piglet and of course Pooh. And
because every time we were at Disney and we walk in that section of the park, that one, it's one ride, right? That's it. And the character greet right there.
You mean where Pooh is now?
Yes, exactly. Mm-hmm. Like, we always are like, oh, mm-hmm. Like every time. And it's like, Pooh is this timeless character.
Yes.
And for those of you who remember, like what was that show? Like Michael Eisner would intro it. There were several, it's like Saturday morning, I think they showed it. And like Winnie the Pooh was like one of those timeless cartoons that just, it's like
Winnie the
Yes. Like absolutely. Like I feel like they could do more with Winnie the Pooh. I really do.
I feel like he's being forgotten and I just would rather forget Tom Sawyer.
And I
don't forget Pooh.
Well, I think because Pooh really could, because he is like as far as like baby decor, like for a room, you can't go wrong. I love
like nursery.
So to get not a little personal, but Laura is a fantastic artist. Like, she's amazing, right? And so she
You're
recently...
too kind. You're
No,
too
no,
kind.
no, 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 no. She's all true. So she has an online Etsy shop where she takes custom orders, okay? And the most recent one has been by far one of my favorites that you've ever done. And the parent wanted the child's name done in the Winnie the Pooh style, right? With like the woods and the and she did it, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And it's like, so Pooh could be for a child, Pooh could be for a preteen. Like, I mean, really, like, it's like he's that character that, you know, for the old school Pooh for babies is adorable, but then he's cute enough where as an adult, it's not, you know, it's not too childlike, and we all grew up with it. I love that idea. That's a
And
good
I
one.
think along the lines of the most tattoos you see are either Tweety Bird or Winnie the Pooh. So
I love that. I think that's
let's
great.
just go with it, Disney.
I think that's great.
So anyway, I think that
Win-win.
would be great. And
Think
that,
of the merch, Disney.
gosh.
Put
And
a
I
gift
just think
shop.
about like honey soft serve ice cream over
you
there.
could theme it out, and especially if you took it in that way, and not just a little kid's ride with the character Greek. Like, really let the kids walk through it and have some of those fun touch cue things.
Yes.
You know, where they're like the, you know, adults won't play them.
Well,
but
even like what is it, Rafiki's Island Watch? What does they call it? I don't know.
yeah, over in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah. You could add beehives over there.
Oh yeah.
Where you could look through plexiglass and see the bees, you know,
Something
because we gotta
nature-esque.
save the bees, you know.
Yeah. And that's another one. Now listen, I know that you want to stick in magic, and I completely agree.
You just want everything in Animal Kingdom.
No, because I feel like
Well, they are all animals.
they could, like, if it, depending on the direction that Disney wanted to kind of build out Animal Kingdom, they could make some more kid friendly sections, and like your Pixie Hollow idea, the 100-acre woods would work well
Yeah.
over there too. So you really could have like a whole kids land.
So then Tom Sawyer would be safe.
Yeah, but I don't disagree with you on that, because when we were there this other time, the only reason we even looked that way was when we got our pretzels, my pepper jack pretzel and your Mickey pretzel, and we found a open spot on that walkway next to the boat, and we sat down and ate our pretzels, and then we looked over there and we're like, we didn't see anybody over there. I was like, nothing's happening. What does that even do now? You know, like,
Yeah.
and then we forgot about it.
Right.
So yes, it's a good idea. I like
It'd
that.
be a good
I'm with
place-
you on that.
It'd be a good place to absorb people.
I'm with you on
just
that.
saying.
People would only protest for like
Yeah.
a couple months, and then they would go over there and buy the honey. So
So let's stay right there, and let's kind of transition to the Mark Twain riverboat. Okay.
if you're going to say what I think you're going to say,
Princess and the Frog.
I am 200% on board with this.
Why are we not utilizing that riverboat for
I
Princess and the Frog? Put
completely
Louis
agree.
with his trumpet up there.
Oh.
Give me.
Now listen, I'm cutting you off. I don't mean to, but it's because I'm super excited about this one, because we kind of
Yeah,
hinted
if it
to
was
that.
real.
We kind of hinted to this when we were there, like that. Don't even change. Like, still go around the water.
Right.
Same thing. Just theme the boat out with Princess and the Frog.
Yes.
Theme it out for me, and I want
Put animatronic little frogs that you can walk around the boat. You don't just stand in one spot. You experience the jazz
you have
music.
the band playing. Oh my gosh, I completely agree.
And I think it would be so cool that would be the, you know, I know that the Disney Cruise Line has Tiana's Place. I know that they are, but I'll tell you, Princess and the Frog is one of my top 3 movies.
It's the most. I think it is probably one of the most underrated Disney movies ever made.
I absolutely think you could put, you know, Charlotte. You could put, you know, all of those sweet characters like Raymond. Oh my gosh.
That would be fantastic right there too, because that part of Disney is not very themed out.
Right.
You know, like that part, yeah, like you've got Splash Mountain over there, but that whole Frontierland and Liberty, what's it called? Next to Haunted Mansion.
Well, yeah, just the Liberty Square.
Yeah, the Liberty Square. Like that part, you've got Country Bear Jamboree, which I hope they never change.
That's a non-negotiable. I would never touch
Never
Country
change
Bear.
that.
You don't have
Never
to worry
change.
about that.
In fact, I think they need more merchandise of Country Bear Jamboree.
I think they could.
I think they don't, like, they really, like...
I think it should be a restaurant. Bottom line, I do
Everything.
think that. I think it should be a restaurant where those bears are still doing their thing, but you could get like pancakes in there. You could get like good Southern
Yeah.
food.
Yeah,
I'm talking
biscuits
like
and gravy.
Yeah, and it would be just like a dining experience. But those bears, they don't need to go anywhere.
I want more merch, and I want old school looking merch with those bears on it, and I would snatch it up being a 38-year-old man.
I know.
But yeah, I agree. Like that part of the park for me is always, it's okay,
Right.
but I think it could be themed a little bit more.
You could have like a Mama Odie, like, you know, she's up there. Y'all want some candy? Oh my
And have a
gosh.
meet and greet on the boat.
Yeah.
And like that way, like,
And make it very exclusive. It could be one of those things like be our guest. You have
Yeah.
to reserve, you know, and I'm sorry, but we plan our vacations because we spend a lot of money.
Disney does a great job of telling you how to get a fast pass, download our app, do this. We do it.
We do it. And we don't just buy these tickets willy-nilly. We have to save. We have to, you know, make adjustments in our year so that we can go to Disney. So when we plan, we plan. And, you know, we count down even 360 some days.
Yes.
Till we go.
We are the type that book the next year's vacation while we're on the bus
Yeah.
going from the parks.
So to make it more of an exclusive thing, I'm fine with. I think that everyone would enjoy it, and it would be great to get some man catching beignets on.
I love so far year 3 for 3. I love those.
All right.
Those are great.
Now you might not. I hope you like this next one, but so top 3 movies for me as a Disney fan, and it's really hard because you asked me this we were waiting to go on the Frozen ride.
Ooh, that's another episode.
New to us, I guess I should say, not really new,
Yeah,
but
new
new
to
to us. And so Woody asked, he said, give me what'd you say? My top 5
Your
movies.
top 5 Disney movies.
And oh wow, like
Yeah, but then you fall into, what do you include? Pixar?
Yeah.
Do you include 2D or 3D? Like, what do you include?
Right.
So, I mean, we need to make some categories to
Yeah.
help that out.
But I'll tell you what, it still doesn't change the fact that Tangled is number 1 for me. Sleeping Beauty being absolutely
Mm-hmm.
second. And then I'm going to give it Princess and the Frog. I'm
Yeah.
your classic Disney princess lover. I love all things.
It's a great movie.
But let's just go back to Tangled. Tangled needs more than just restrooms. She needs more. She deserves more. So let's think, while we're in this place, think the Frozen ride. That is what I would compare it to. So it would be a dark ride.
Yeah.
I could put it in any park and be fine. I don't really think it has.
No, that to me, that needs to be in Magic Kingdom.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we'll put it somewhere behind New Fantasyland, maybe even where when you go down to like Ariel's Grotto in that area, maybe at some point you really see the tower from Ariel's Grotto, and then there's a pathway that leads back, and then here we go, you're on that Tangled ride. You know, what you would call it, I don't know, but I just know that it needs to be sort of a 4 to 7 minute experience where you get into a gondola, you follow the lanterns, you see Max, you see Flynn, you know, everybody.
Pascal could be
Pascal.
your guide or
I mean,
something.
he could just be almost like Pandora, where he is a projection that follows you throughout
Yeah.
the ride, and every ride vehicle gets to see Pascal the whole time, and he just jumps around, bounces around. I mean, really, just give me scenes from the movie. I don't need anything new. I just want to see Mother Gothel carrying the baby over a banister. I want to see them in her tower room where she's brushing her hair and it's glowing. And I want to see, if we're in this gondola, maybe her hair goes down into the water and the water is even glowing. You know,
Yeah, because that, oh, just because we were blown away by the Frozen Ever After
And
ride.
I loved it, but it wasn't anything like, you can't even put it in the same category as Pandora, but it made me feel just as magical.
Oh, we loved that ride.
I know.
And it was like
Sven. Can we just talk about Sven for a second?
Oh my gosh. I mean, a ride like that with Tangled would be so pretty because of the colors, the hair, like everything. It's there. Like I don't know. I'm surprised they haven't. These are great ideas. I'm surprised they have not.
It's because I'm not an Imagineer.
Well, all right. This is, man, this will probably get people protesting if they did do this. But you know what ride they...
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
I don't know
what you're going to say.
All right. I'm just saying.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying.
I know what you're going to say.
All right.
I know what you're going to say.
We all know. We all love It's a Small World.
You can't do it.
We all love it. Okay, let me just... listen. We love it. It's history. Yada, yada, yada. But right there, that would be...
Well, it's perfect because there's Tangled right there that people
right there,
already know.
and it's butting up next to the Pinocchio's restaurant. I forgot what it's called. But, that would be... If it wasn't A Small World, if it was something else. Like that... But, I mean, Small World is one of those things. I get it. However... It's also like...
Standby's 5 minutes has been for the last how many years?
I'm like, I don't... Like,
I know.
they maybe take the dolls out and make a museum, right?
Yeah.
Where you see it. And then really just... Oh, my gosh, that's gonna like, cause people to be
no
upset.
one's going to listen to this podcast anymore.
But, I mean, really, like, if you really think about it, like, from a logical standpoint, man, A Small World, where that's at, would be an absolutely perfect place for a Tangled ride. And I think you keep the windows open from the Pinocchio restaurant, looking in, and you just kind of reface It's a Small World with Tangled, the Tangled experience or something. I don't know what you call it, but I love that. That's a great idea. Ooh, okay. Yeah. I love all those ideas. That's really, yeah. Those are good ones.
I love to dream, and I think that's the Walt in me that I just absolutely love thinking, changing, reworking, enhancing, because we talk a lot about, these are our favorite movies, and we're 30 somethings. You're 38, I'm 37, so I grew up watching The Lion King on loop, and they've paid homage to The Lion King. I think what they've done is perfect. Besides the harebrained ideas like put me in a room with 101 puppies, which can't happen. But my favorite movies are 101 Dalmatians. All these movies that I feel like are missing.
I know
in the park.
Some of them. All right. So when your first time to Disney, and I'm not speaking, I'm trying, you tell me what you think about this. Your first time to Disney, it's a very sentimental experience. Like you have got to go on the rides that everybody talks about. It's a Small World, Peter Pan, Haunted Mansion. Like, you've got to experience that. All right. Now fast forward. You've been 8 times, right? It's not that you like them less, and it's not necessarily that you're seeking always something new, but it's like you start to notice, right?
Yes.
You start to notice, like, would it be the end of the world if this ride was maybe converted? Because we did the same thing when we were there in Epcot. All right, so years ago we went, and it was the year Frozen was released. And we just so happened to be at Disney when the movie came out. And so we went to Disney Spring. It was Downtown Disney at the time, which we still call it Downtown Disney.
Yep.
Thank you very much, Disney Springs. We still call it that. We went and saw Frozen at Disney.
Yes.
And let me tell you, that was in itself a magical experience, because that was opening weekend, and at the time you didn't know the movie would become what it became, and it became a mega, just a huge, like, comet hitting the earth hit. Like,
yep.
All right, so at the time though, we saw it and we walked out and we both were like, yeah, this is okay, this is gonna blow up. This is great. So then fast forward to the next day, again, we were at Disney. You're shut off from the world. We're not on our phones. We're not looking at box office receipts of the movie. We're not looking at reviews. We went, we loved it. We were like, high five. Olaf was awesome. Okay. So then we went to Epcot the next day. And then we went on, what was that? What was the ride?
Maelstrom or whatever.
Yeah. So the Viking ride, whatever. Yeah. So we went on that ride. And we both were looking at each other and was like, this is kind of a weird ride. Like, it was fun.
Didn't really make any sense.
It didn't make any sense. The boat turned around. It was a tree, from what I remember. And we both looked at it. We were like, this needs to be Frozen. This has got to be a Frozen ride. Like, we understand this is history. It's been here for a while. However, it just doesn't make sense now. Right? And then sure enough, like, what, a couple years later, there you go. They did and they did it. They knocked it out the park.
Right.
That ride is one of my favorite rides. The projection on the faces, the characters, the animatronics, everything. Home run, Disney. Make every ride like that.
And that Maelstrom ride, opened in, I think, 1988 or something like that. And even then, when it opened up, it was supposed to be another ride. It was supposed to be called Sea Venture or something like that. And I remember it was like that. So they changed the name like months before before they opened this ride in Epcot. So 1988, not that long ago, and everybody freaked out when they heard that it was changing to the Frozen ride. But have you been on the Frozen ride?
It is fantastic.
And just because you hate on the movie, you cannot hate.
No.
On this experience. It's in Norway, which is perfect, fits the snowy vibe, and literally Disney absolutely nailed making that ride into Frozen, but making it into Frozen in a way where you still use the existing flume.
Yeah, you didn't need to. Yep.
You still had the backwards drop, which everybody loves, and they didn't change that. And so thank you. Like, this is great, Disney.
It didn't even have a story either. The Frozen ride didn't have a story. It was just kind of scenes, and it was fun. And it was like the queue was cute. The houses, when you walked through the sauna. That was cute. Yeah, that was adorable. So for us, like, that was honestly the main reason we went to Epcot this past time. Because Epcot currently is under a lot of construction.
Yeah.
It can be a little confusing right now. You're walking in and you see the green walls up, and it's just like, where do I go?
Yeah.
And the Food and Wine Festival is going on, and we're just not. I'm not into eating all this food when it's like 100 degrees outside. I can't do it. But that was one of the reasons we made a line right to that ride.
Yeah.
So for adults, like I totally agree. If they can make a Tangle ride like that in the Magic Kingdom, that would be, oh my gosh, that would be wonderful. And yeah, I don't want to say get rid of Small World, but that would
get rid of Small World.
That would be a good place for it.
I think because we're now getting to that part, and this is so sad to say, but our parents, who my mom could never make it through Disney now.
Yeah.
She would definitely need a motorized vehicle, and
she just wouldn't enjoy it. It wouldn't be enjoyable.
She is not the person that's going to inconvenience others, and that's her thing. It's like, no. She would stay at the resort, be fine, put her by the pool, we're good to go. But my mom would be the one that would be rioting. My mom would be the one that says, no, you can't take out Small World. But in our 30s, yeah, we know what it is.
Yeah.
It's a historical landmark of Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom, but so was the Fountain of Nations, and where's that? Drained. So let's just be real here. If you're gonna go there, go there.
Yeah.
And take it, make it Tangled. And you know what? 50 years from now, they're going to make it something else. And we're going to riot because you took away Tangled ride. But give it to me just for the next Just before I die, bucket list Disney.
So, all right. So, jumping on this idea of dreaming of what I would do.
Okay.
Right?
Your turn.
I have like a broad. I don't have a select few. I have like a broad thing. I understand what Epcot is. Right. Epcot is like the adult park.
Right.
That you have different worlds, the World Showcase, and it's beautiful and it's extremely well done. And I think the front part of Epcot is a little weird for me.
The future world.
Well, yeah, like you walk in and it's just not, I don't feel like I'm not wowed, but the minute you take that right and you go to the worlds, it's wonderful. Okay. What I would do, okay, and I feel like coming from an adult saying this means something. I would place a Disney IP, intellectual property, a character. I would do a dark ride, right?
Okay.
The like Frozen. I would do a character ride like that in every part of the world. Okay, so every part of the world where those characters are from, I would put in a ride like that, just like they did Frozen. So like you would have Aladdin in one. You would have even a Coco ride in one. What else?
There's Mexico, so
Yeah, and then you have Brave. You have a Brave ride in one. So like each one, you don't let it overtake the world, right?
you just enhance
You
it.
enhance it. Like like Frozen is in the back corner of that section.
Yeah.
It's not front and center. It's not. There's not a big sign. There's not. They don't beat you over the head with it. I think everyone should be like that, and then that would add one, more kids would want to come to Epcot. Two, really for us we don't drink. And I know Epcot is really big on beer and wine and food, and that's their thing, and I love that for Disney. But for us that are there, it would be awesome to have these chill rides, especially if you are drinking and it's 100 degrees outside, to kind of like, okay, let me sit down for a minute, and like your kids not be bored to death, because right now there's not a lot to do other than to eat and drink there.
So I think though, if you look at what's coming, I think Disney's trying to do that with the Mary Poppins attraction, which I think it's so weird that they're going Mary Poppins and not, I don't know, I guess in the UK, for me, I think Alice in Wonderland before I think Mary Poppins, but that's just me.
I love that they're doing Mary Poppins.
Yeah, I think it's going to be
I think it's great because,
with the Cherry Tree Lane and everything.
Yeah, and we've seen, and that section is where they have Mary Poppins. Well, they do. They have Alice there and Mary Poppins both. So I kind of like that they're doing Mary Poppins. Alice in Wonderland, I'm wondering, like that's in that, like, for the age group, like the younger kids probably won't love it.
I don't know, though.
But then they had
the whole Hot Topic, Cheshire Cat, the new Tim Burton ones.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about Tim Burton ones.
I don't know. I just feel like you could go
I'm
more.
excited that they're doing Mary Poppins, even though I wasn't a huge fan of the new Mary Poppins movie. I see where that is a good fit for that. Mm-hmm. Well, then they're also adding the Ratatouille ride.
Can't wait.
So they
wait.
They're starting to add some more character stuff, which I think is a smart idea.
Are saying though, don't stop, keep going. There's so many more lands.
Don't slow down.
Like, with Mulan, and you could do China. I mean, I don't know about Japan, but something's probably coming soon.
Yeah.
And then
what's that? The ride in the temple that we usually go to with the
Three Amigos in Mexico.
Yeah, like that.
Or what is it?
I can't remember. But it's in a great spot.
Oh yeah.
And honestly, like,
and you have to go through the restaurant, which is props to Disney, and you have to go sort of through the merchandise to get on the ride.
It's a very good place to cool down on a hot day.
And then there's that other ride near Soarin', that we randomly got on. I can't even remember the name, but it was like we saw like almost like the back lot of Epcot, but it was more like, this is where we grow this, and this is, and I think, I don't even know if that's still there, but that could be, again, don't change the function, just
No.
change the IP
Just theme
and
it
the
out.
theme.
Yep. Add a character in it, and I guarantee you a character, and then add a gift shop at the end of it. And
Even like in Canada, you could do, I know this sounds nuts, but you really could do Brother Bear because you
yeah.
don't really even know where Brother Bear
No.
took place.
nope, that
And
would
you
be.
could do, because Brother Bear is another one. Didn't get enough. It just
I don't
didn't.
understand,
And I loved it.
I think for me, and I love Disney, but I think for me is like I want to be hit with all the characters that I've seen in these movies. Like I want that. Like you're not putting me off by having a cartoon character. Like
Because don't we go
that's why
to Disney for Disney?
like and like my favorite animated Disney movie is Robin Hood.
Yes.
Again, an underrated treasure. Okay, but good luck finding any merch with Robin
can't.
Hood. Good luck. Like you can't. Like you can't. And so I think that's like part of this is like, yeah, there are a lot of great animated Disney movies that don't get any representation that could have a place. And like while we were at Disney, we watched the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I'd never seen it, and that's sad to say from a Disney fan, but it just was never, it just was a time period where it was like, oh, I didn't see it, then I didn't catch it, and I watched it. And it was like, man, it was pretty dark. It's a darker movie for Disney. However, like
It's a little rapey.
a little bit, there's some themes in it that are like, he just did
me
what? Like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
But there are movies like that in Hercules and some other ones that just don't get any love from Disney.
And I
It's
wonder
so odd.
why. Like, I would love to be
Well,
inside.
that one,
Oh, no.
that one, I don't know if you're gonna have one. You really can't have a toy of him because
No.
it's kind of mean that they pick on him, and it's sad, and
Yeah.
I don't like that part. But then, what's his name?
Frollo.
Frollo, he's a creep. Like he
yeah.
was super creepy. So I don't know that but however, he comes out at the villain thing on Halloween.
does.
He's one of the villains walking around, and now after seeing the movie, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want a picture with him. But yeah, so my dream, I think, would be I would incorporate more IPs in Epcot.
Speaking of villains, remember when we were in line at the Jungle Cruise
Yeah.
and you talked about villains? Remember that?
I remember my awesome Jungle Cruise puns. I was laying down on you.
Oh, gosh.
I was like, if I could work that ride tomorrow and have enough material
I'm sure.
for
honey.
every boat. Like, yeah.
So,
But like having like a villains
theme.
theme resort.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, even if they didn't want to go that big, okay. Like I loved the idea that we talked about of having a villain's castle or a villain's
even-
ride.
Or or like we mentioned, a villain's cruise line.
Yeah, something where because I love the villains. Well, there was that animated club villain club, something. House of Villains,
It was House of Mouse, but then the villains
took over. Like I love the color palette of the villains, so I think they should have something like Haunted Mansion-esque, but a castle, right?
That would be so cool.
Maleficent's castle, but have it
Which is like forbidden. I don't remember. I have to look that up. I should have
Gosh,
done.
you could have that ride, and each villain would have their own section.
Well, I love though because Maleficent really doesn't even have a castle. It's like ruins
Yeah,
of
exactly.
a castle.
Yeah,
So you could totally do
have
it.
that and have a ride where like each part. But I mean, then divvy it up. Like have like Queen of Hearts have a part, Oogie Boogie have a part, and then you have all these villains throughout that whole ride. I love that. I love that. Or just make a villain's roller coaster. I may never ride it, but like Mine Train, like if you did something like that, but like with Maleficent, but then incorporated the other villains somehow. Gotta think about the merch you could sell.
Oh yeah.
With that, like you have a whole villains experience with just that dark color palette. But I don't
Which
know.
park are you going to put it in?
Magic Kingdom. That's a Magic Kingdom one. And so is Tangled. Tangled has to go in Magic Kingdom. But I think the Winnie the Pooh and Pixie Hollow could work in Animal Kingdom.
Right.
If they want to take it that way, but I don't think they do. I
That's
think
smart.
they want that more adult-like.
If you did, we haven't taken a Disney cruise. So, Disney, if you want us to take a cruise and then do an awesome podcast, we would love that.
Yeah, we'll be your focus group and survey takers.
Not enough podcasts are about the Disney cruise lines. We can help you out. But no, we were in line for Jungle Cruise and we mentioned that the name of the boat, because that's like all really big when Disney comes out with a new fleet, and then what's the name? So we mentioned it could be the Disney Revenge. How cool would that be? I would book the Villain Cruise first.
Yeah.
I think we would go on that because we love, like you said, I love that even when it was, what was it, like Disney After Dark or Villains, that whole thing with the villains and stuff. I remember the Queen of Hearts coming up to me, and she looked at me and then she kind of, made fun of me. It was like the best.
It was it was awesome because they weren't like bubbly and huggy, and it was just kind of funny.
It was
wonderful. It was like
you could take every single character and not just like Lady Tremaine, but put the stepsisters in there. Put everyone that is anti
all these secondary characters too. They get like 3 minutes of screen time. Throw them into this. I love it. I think they should do more with the villains, personally. I think Halloween look how popular the party is now.
I know, it's
like
nuts.
They should.
Christmas Day attendance is those not so scary parties. I mean, it is. It's nuts.
They could do a lot more. So I love the idea of a villain centric ride based around Maleficent. I think she would be wonderful as because she just has such a strong
presence.
She's great.
She's good.
And then what surprised me is if you listen to our other episode of Not So Scary, the 2019 party we went to, the reaction Queen of Hearts got, like when she came up, like her on the castle, on the projection fireworks. Spoiler alert. When she came up, like the crowd went crazy for her, and like that's like one of the least villains that I think of. For me,
right?
And I'm just like, wow, okay. So there's like a whole subset of people that love Queen of Hearts. So imagine a ride, where all these Hot Topic fans arrive. They're like, oh my gosh, the type of merchandise you could sell in that part that is kind of gothy but not,
And
I love
so
it.
many costumes are more towards the villain.
Yeah.
In Halloween, not so scary time around Disney, then you're, like I remember the family that were cards. Did you see them? I think that is another favorite thing is we love the costumes.
Some people
are freaking geniuses.
And one little kid, all right, we were over in Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
And we went through the candy line that had Go-Gurt.
No, it was
what was it?
The Go-Go Squeeze.
Go-Go Squeeze. Sorry, it wasn't candy. So
You've never had one.
I never had one, but it was good.
I know
it was really good, but it wasn't candy. So we went over there, and this little kid had made his costume, and he was a 3-headed dragon, and he had to hold up precious. The 2 dragon heads. So not only did this kid make his costume, which was fantastic. Precious. Okay, he was like, how old was he? Like
he's probably 10.
10. Made his costume, which he completely nailed. He dedicated himself to this costume because he had to hold up the other 2 dragon heads while he was trick-or-treating.
And his sweet grandma was behind him. Getting his candy that and was his like, Go-Go Squeeze.
I saw him and I like purposefully told him how awesome I thought his costume was. Because 1, he did a great job. But 2, he committed to it. He committed and he was in it. And I appreciate that for the party. But again, he was a villain.
He was.
He was not, he was not Prince Charming walking around. He was a 3-headed dragon.
He sure was. I think my other favorite costume, because we're talking 2019, and so I hope everyone who went to the Halloween party on Tuesday night, the 29th, hears this podcast, because we're shouting out to all these people. Did you see, it was right around Storybook Circus, like right there, the island of Te-Fiti and the lava monster couple?
No, I didn't even see that.
She was decked out to look just like the island. I mean, from head to toe, she was covered in green, flowers, and then her husband was without the heart. So it was the lava monster that tries to get them. And then they had their baby, who was dressed as baby Moana. It didn't get any better than that. And I'm telling you, I don't know how long somebody spent in makeup.
Some of them, I think I know what I was. That restroom. Okay, here's a customer experience feedback for Disney. Or maybe it's just my stupidity.
No, it's okay. We were deliriously tired.
All right, so we were going down. There was a toy line. Candy line down there near the railroad tracks, like behind that restroom, down on where the circus and the big top and all that stuff is. Well, I had to go to the restroom, and then so I'm walking in, and I'm just like, dead set, got to go to the restroom, blah blah blah. Hey, honey, I'll be right back. So I am halfway into the women's restroom, like I'm straight up making a beeline, and then I look around, and literally looking around. I'm like, where are the urinals at? I'm like, usually the urinals, okay. And then I go as a man, like, the first thing you go for your belt, right?
Oh,
like,
boy.
When you're walking in. And so all of a sudden, I've got my hand on my belt, this little belt buckle. And then I look, and there's like, the women hadn't caught on yet. They were like, I walk in, like, one was at the sink, and one was behind me. And then I look, where are the men at? Oh, God. Oh, no. So I turn around, and the woman behind me is losing it. Like, she is completely, like, cracking up. Like, I'm in the wrong bathroom. Like, she could tell I was panicked. Like, I wasn't in there because I was a perv. Like, I was in there like, oh, no, I'm so tired. I walked into the wrong bathroom. She was completely losing it. And I was like, oh, I'm supposed to, nobody even noticed I was in there. Like, that's how, like, out of it people are at Disney. And then, so Disney, mate, you might want to put a bigger sign.
Yeah, like, Disney.
Or just tell me to pay attention. I don't know, but... yeah, if I was Imagineer, there you go. I'd make bigger bathroom size. But no, I love those ideas. Those are great ideas.
Thank you.
Yeah, they're very doable too. I don't think they're that crazy where Disney, well, obviously Disney can do anything. Mm-hmm. I think. And the only other thing I think I would add, okay, maybe two things. Two things real quick.
Okay.
I'll make them quick. In Hollywood Studios Galaxy's Edge.
Okay.
I would add a part to that references the original trilogy.
Yes.
I would do something like
the familiars.
Yes. I would put Yoda in a swamp or something like that over in the corner. I think that is needed for that area. But I think that if I was an Imagineer, I would right now be drawing up the plans for something from the original trilogy. And I don't know why they didn't do that. If it's a licensing thing, if it's they want their sole creation in there, I don't know. Right?
Right.
And then now that Disney owns Fox and all of their characters, okay, you can't easily integrate Bart Simpson with Mickey Mouse.
No.
It does not work. In my opinion, you can't have Bart walking around Magic Kingdom. Same as you can't have Wolverine walking around Magic Kingdom. Like, it just doesn't make sense, right?
Is Wolverine
in Fox? Like, so
X-Men is...
Yeah, now they are. So Fox had the rights to certain Marvel properties. Mm-hmm. Just as Disney had bought Marvel Studios and was able to do Iron Man and all this stuff. But Fox still had the rights to, like, X-Men and a couple other ones. The Fantastic Four.
Okay.
And then Sony has the rights to Spider-Man. But they have worked together for the most recent Spider-Man movies, which is why they're so awesome. Because Disney is working with them on that with Tom Holland. The ones we love. The two.
Oh, Far From Home.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Best.
So now that Disney now and Marvel Studios now have the rights to all their characters, most of them. I think in Hollywood Studios, they need to make one land, right? And you reference it like a TV land or something.
Right.
Like, don't call it Foxland, but something. And that's where you put the Duff Beer from Simpsons. That's where you put all these Fox characters that you now own in their own TV-esque corner of the park and land. So that when you go there, you're not forcing something that's non-Disney into Disney, right?
Right.
And that people would go in there and then they would realize, okay, these are like historic TV characters that we know and love, but they're not by Disney, but now Disney, can use and then it would make sense for Bart and all these other ones to be roaming that section of the park.
Right.
If that's what you were into. So I would like some type of, I don't know, TV Legends land or something that you kept it separate. Because I'm going to be honest with you. I do not. And I'm a Simpsons fan. I like Simpsons. I used to. The first, I don't want to see them roaming around Disney parks. I just don't. Like, that messes with my vibe for Disney, And the same as like Star Wars, you have to admit, Hollywood Studios, like Toy Story Land, fits. Right? Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, it's more adult and it's wonderful, but it does have a different non-Disney feel to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I know this is what Disney did when Disney was going through acquiring Lucasfilms, they were getting, all of the Star Wars world, everything that goes with it. They decided to integrate, and this is what I guess my take is, it might not be necessarily like, I'm not an expert, but they used to do it in Hollywood Studios. They would have Star Wars weekends. And I don't know if you remember, but it would, for a while, like you would see Minnie in the Leia costume.
Or like Star Tours, like
and
around
you
that
saw
section of the park.
Mickey with a lightsaber, and he was wearing like the Jedi clothing, and then you saw Donald dressed as, remember he had the red face paint, and he was Darth
Maul.
Yeah, but it was like Duck Maul or whatever. I remember, and Goofy was Vader at one point, and they had where they started to show you, listen, this is us getting Star Wars, we're making it, a part of Disney, it's got to be. So I think if anything, you start to see Bart Simpson wearing Mickey ears, you're going to be like, no.
Now what's interesting, the last little bit was they released a promo recently for Disney Plus that had the Simpsons family on there, and sure enough,
he was wearing Mickey ears.
Bart was wearing Mickey ears and complaining they had to be in the promo. So there we go. It'll slowly integrate. But yeah.
Well, I think the only other thing to do is turn the cars at Tomorrowland Speedway into Pixar cars, and then we are good.
Agreed.
That'll be another episode and another day, but we thank you guys so much for joining us for another episode of Woody's Roundup. Thanks, Woody, for being awesome, and we will see you all on the next episode.